Thanks for stopping by the Reaction Lounge. My name is Eric Wilford Watson, and I'm joined by my companion, Steve.
Hi, I'm Steve.
Normally, he doesn't talk like an idiot. Today we're going to talk about DC Studios stuff, and
I thought the voice was fitting given some of the decisions that DC has made lately. Had to, sorry guys.
Let's take a movie everyone loves and completely undo everything that everybody loves about it.
Yeah.
They'll love it.
It's genius. It's revolutionary.
Everyone's going to love Joker fully.
Love it.
So if you're French, I apologize. French and my tongue just do not agree with each other. I cannot do French stuff.
Fleur de shit.
However you pronounce Joker 2, folie à deux, we're not going to watch it because we learned all the spoilers and it doesn't sound appealing. However, lots of other DC stuff is coming up, and I'm pretty excited for some of it, a little lukewarm on some of it, but now that Joker 2 has come out, pretty much everything else that's going to happen now is the new stuff, the pre-planned DC Studio stuff, the James Gunn stuff.
Okay.
So I think Batman and Penguin, Batman 2 and the Penguin are the only remnants, but everything else is new. And I'm pretty excited for it. Some stuff more than others, but I know you're really excited for the new Superman because I've heard that is your favorite superhero character.
Superman sucks. Although I will say I have seen some of the early artwork and some of the poster. One of them is like Superman's putting on his boot and there seems to just be chaos happening in the background. And I'm like, the suit looks good. The actor looks good in the suit. I'm all about it. I'm a little lukewarm on the decision for excuse me, for the red underoos still. But yeah, I'm interested. Good. Sorry.
Smoking is good for you.
Okay. I'm not quite...
So let's go into the actual stuff that's coming out. I said that there were only a couple remnants of before James Gunn took over. There's one I forgot about, and that's Superman and Lois TV show.
Okay.
So that's going to have its final season.
Okay.
I like it. Superman is just... it's weird to me. I like the actor that plays Superman in the show, but he's perpetually got a 5 o'clock shadow.
Okay.
No matter when you see him, he has scruff.
Okay.
It's like, Superman, you need to shave or grow a beard. Pick one.
It's interesting that they didn't...
Now, I'm kind of scruffy because I'm thinking about growing a beard, so I didn't shave my sides.
Right.
But he's always like that.
It's interesting to me that they didn't try and do something with the makeup department about that they made the executive decision to keep that. From some of the images that I've seen of that show.
But I really like him as Superman. It's a good family drama. The characters are well written, and I like that there's no other superheroes in that universe. It's just Superman.
Oh, okay. See, I like that. Yes.
It's just Superman being Superman doing Superman-y things, and I like it. I'm excited for the 4th season.
Very nice.
But I guess the first real James Gunn thing is Creature Commandos.
General Flag.
Okay.
Which is an animated series.
Are you smiling?
Yes.
Sarcastically?
That's right, because he's going to do a lot of this, the cross-medium stuff, isn't he?
It's been oh so long since G.I. Robot has sent Nazis back to hell.
All of the DC Studios stuff, except for the Elseworlds, which is an alternate reality, it's all going to be the main continuity. So movies, TV shows, animation, and video games are all going to be in that same continuity with the same actors doing the same roles.
Oh, which is an interesting take. That's okay. I dig it. I'm interested to see execution on that.
But the first live action thing in this new continuity, which he's calling...
This first chapter is called Gods and Monsters.
Gods and Monsters.
Okay.
Is going to be the new Superman movie.
Okay.
It was going to be called Superman Legacy, supposedly based on the Superman All-Star comic.
Okay.
But we'll see how much of that comes to fruition. I hope they don't use that comic too much because it's a version of Superman that's in an alternate reality and Superman actually dies at the end of it. So I don't want them to introduce Superman to kill him in the first movie. I really hope they don't do that.
Oh no, don't kill Superman.
But they just renamed it Super... Oh yeah, you would hate that. Tell us why you hate Superman.
I went on this tangent in another episode. For me, I think he is a good superhero. He never makes my favorites list because he's just too flippin' perfect. That's my thing. I like characters that have inherent flaws that become part of their character. I like them being realistic to the world. And honestly, I look at any of the superheroes that I like across any franchise, and that's kind of the common denominator. Batman, he's a dude. Granted, he's filthy flippin' rich, but he's just a dude. Iron Man, he's just a dude. I resonate with those heroes more, I think.
Yeah. Well, we got Supergirl live action movie coming out.
Oh.
Supergirl Women of Tomorrow, scheduled to come out in June of 2026. This Supergirl was on Krypton, saw Krypton get destroyed. So she's a little bit more jaded than the actual Superman. And she's not all about the goody two-shoes Superman, but she's still, super in her own right.
Super.
But she's a little bit more, doesn't always agree with Clark Kent on everything, I guess.
Okay. So it makes me wonder, is she supposed to be the hero, or is she going to be like an anti-hero?
No, I haven't seen the movie yet, but in the comics, she's just, she's a hero. She's right there with Superman saving the universe from space lasers and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah. Space lasers.
And of course, Batman Part 2 comes out October 2026. I don't want to wait that long. That's 2 years.
But here's the thing, because it was supposed to get released initially for 2025, and they pushed it back. So that tells me, especially with what we love of the Matt Reeves stuff so far, being Batman Part 1 and the Penguin, that they are making sure that it's going to be delivered the right way. Cough, cough, Joker, fueledy shit. So I'm super stoked for that movie.
We have an animated Elseworlds alternate take of Batman as Tekka, like a old-timey Central America Batman.
Really? Okay.
The image of it's kind of interesting.
Oh, I'm not mad about it. It looks kind of cool.
So we'll see. I don't know what to expect from that, and of course we get one thing that I'm super excited about is the Authority, which is the anti-heroes, the superheroes that are willing to do whatever it takes to fix what they consider a broken world. They're sort of the opposite of Superman's approach or Batman's approach, where they won't kill.
Right.
These people apparently they'll just do what needs to be done, what they think needs to be done.
I think it's interesting with a name like the Authority.
No casting has been set for that as of right now. The Authority was announced by James Gunn in 2023.
Okay.
Part of the Gods and Monsters Chapter 1. I said Phase 1 earlier. That's a Marvel thing. He's using chapters because you can't be... Marvel has phases. We have chapters.
The politics.
It says that they are a superhero team from DC, and they often go to extreme methods to get the job done. And it's expected to... inspiration from The Boys.
Oh, shit! Have you seen The Boys?
I saw the first season of it. I didn't watch all of it, but I get the premise. Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Ooh.
Then we mentioned this off camera when we got started. You're looking forward to the Batman Brave and the Bold.
I'm interested because we're supposed to get Robin with the Brave and the Bold. And we haven't seen an on-screen Robin since Clooney?
The Val Kilmer and then the George Clooney. That was on the big screen. They had the Titans show. They had Dick Grayson.
Okay,
and
fair. Yep.
They had Robin in that. But for as far as a cinematic movie, this will be the first Robin we've seen.
Which I think will be interesting to see. Casting, costume. I mean, I'm interested.
It's based on the Grant Morrison run of the comics, which I really like, where Batman finds out that he has a son who's Ra's al Ghul's daughter.
Talia al Ghul.
Thank you.
Should be Damian Wayne then.
Yes.
Okay.
So then there's the conflict between them. In the comics, Damian Wayne doesn't agree with Batman's ethics.
Yep.
So that should be interesting. I think that could be a good movie. And I like that it's coming out. There's no release date, but it's coming out presumably after The Batman. And there's going to be a The Batman Part 3. So we're going to get 2 different live action Batmans. I'm feeling like the Matt Reeves one can be the more grounded Batman. And then this can be more of the Justice League kind of partnering with Superman type of Batman.
Yep. That would make sense.
And I like to have, if they're going to do 2 different Batmans,
they should be different in that regard. Interesting.
A live action Teen Titans.
Whoa. As a movie or a series?
Film. First film announced. Yeah, a movie.
Okay. This one, I talked about this in an episode. I don't know if it's out yet, depending on when this episode releases, but we talked about this on my other channel with What You Take. We talked about the trailer for The Ballerina, the new John Wick chapter that's coming out. The Titans have something that I don't normally say this in regards to like superhero stuff, but with characters like Starfire and characters like Raven, that from the comics, from the animated stuff, from Teen Titans, the TV show, cartoon, early 2000s or whatever, I don't want them to make the mistake of over-sexualizing Starfire and Raven. I think that would be something that could kill this project very quickly. And there's a difference between them being attractive characters because of their source material and then them becoming just over-sexualized, like what happened with Madam Web. I will be interested to see execution on that.
Sexy versus sexualized.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Have it be like what? I think the poster for the Avengers, they're all facing forward except for the female who's shaking her butt at the pole.
Exactly.
It's like, why?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and Cyborg.
And not that I like looking at women because I'm a heterosexual male.
Correct.
It's just a thing that's built into my biology. But at the same time, there's a little bit of... It gets a little cringe if it's done wrong.
Correct. Well, we haven't seen Cyborg done since the Justice League films with Zack Snyder, and I didn't like how they did him. Yeah. So, and maybe it's just because their CGI was shit. But, I mean, that project, I think, could go very, very well or very, very south very quickly.
So this is not really in order. We don't know when these things are going to be released, but one thing I'm super excited about is a Lanterns TV show, which is supposed to be on Max. The live-action Lanterns.
Is this the one that has Nathan Fillion?
Probably, although Nathan Fillion is going to be Guy Gardner's Green Arrow, and he's going to be in the Superman movie.
Oh! Green Lantern.
What'd I say?
Yeah, Arrow.
Okay.
But yeah, so, okay. So this one they're going to, okay.
It's going to be the Green Lantern Corps, and they casted who's going to be Jon Stewart, and they announced who's going to be...
Hal Jordan?
Yes.
Oh, I've seen those pictures floating around then. Okay. Anyway. So they just need to avoid the mistakes that Ryan Reynolds, Green Lantern, made then.
Yeah. So we got this.
Yeah. Okay. I could get behind that. Lantern is overdue for this.
He looks the part. I mean, he's got the jaw. He's got just got the face. Yeah, he just. I can see him doing superhero shit.
Yep.
I can see him doing superhero shit.
Yep.
The Hal Jordan character, I do not know anything about this actor. I looked him up on IMDb, but I'm fine with it. Whatever. He should. That probably isn't turning well on the green screen, but showing Green Lantern in front of my green screen.
Did you see the actor's face and it's like there's nothing there?
But yeah,
interesting.
I'm very excited about that. Just like a crime fighting in space show, you know? Actually, cool.
Don't make the super suit CGI.
Or animated.
I think that would be an interesting thing because the Lanterns have the ability to be a very fun, a very action-packed project if they don't get lost in the CGI. They have got to find a balance there to do that. And one way is they could have them be heavily grounded in Earth. But if it is going to take place in space and going through those types of things, personally, like the suit style that I would like to see would be very similar to Ben Affleck's Batman. That kind of like armored mesh look that can play with the different lightings and whatnot as they go through different scenarios. Yeah. Interesting.
This one is interesting to me. I like that the project exists, but I'm not sure I like how they're describing how they're going to make it.
Oh boy.
They're doing dynamic duo, which is going to be Robin, Dick Grayson, and maybe Damon Wayans. I'm not sure which other Robin.
So it's going to be two Robins.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's going to be animated, a mixture of stop motion animation, CGI, and puppetry.
Now I'm concerned.
I'll reserve judgment until I see what they're talking about, what it's actually going to look like. Stop motion animation in the 21st century.
My instant problem with that is I think of Robot Chicken. I don't like that.
They're making a Bane and Deathstroke show.
Shut up. Really?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so Deathstroke could be interesting. Bane, they've got to figure out what they're doing with Bane.
I'm coming after you, Bruce Wayne. I'm stronger, smarter, clinically insane.
We have seen muscly Bane. We have seen smart tactician Bane. We have not seen a project that has put the two of them together, because most people don't understand this. Yes, Bane is giant and he roids out on steroids and he punches stuff, but Bane's a flippin' genius. Like, he is a tactical prodigy that has brought Batman to the cleaners several times. And we have not seen that in a project yet, except for The Dark Knight Rises, but he wasn't Buff Bane. He was just a tactical person. Very interested in seeing that.
Yeah, we'll see what that looks like. Nothing has been filmed, nothing has been released, but we'll see. The thing I don't give a shit about is Swamp Thing. I just don't give a shit about Swamp Thing.
He's getting his own project?
His own movie.
Oh.
It's supposed to be sort of a horror movie. I don't really think I care about Swamp Thing. But it's going to happen, and we're going to have to deal with it being a thing that exists.
Might just be added to the list of things that we just never watch.
Again, well, reserve judgment. I'll see who they cast. I'll see what the trailer looks like.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do something interesting with it. I just, as a DC Comics fan, I just never gave a shit about Swamp Thing.
No. He's in the same boat as like Solomon Grundy for me. I just he's there when he's there, but I don't really care past that.
They're making supposedly, I don't know if it's still on, but Keanu Reeves Constantine 2.
That is, the script just got finalized not too long ago.
So that is a real thing.
That is a real flippin' thing.
Big departure from the comic book, but at this point, who cares? Gives a shit. It's an Elseworld, I think. I don't think it's going to be in the main DC continuity.
Okay. And I
Spazzing out on me.
think that one, from some of the articles I've read and some of the interviews that I've seen, is the script just got finalized, and for the longest time it was sitting in the guy's email box because it was, and I don't know what he meant by this, because he said it was too scary to read. I don't know if he means that it's too scary to read because he doesn't want it to be a trash project, or if this is going to have some severe horror elements to it, because Constantine, he deals with demons and the supernatural and some dark.
I like the comic
stuff.
book. I mean, the comic book is fantastic. I saw the Keanu Reeves movie once and thought it was eh.
Yep.
I don't know why that needs a sequel this far in the future, but
I think they're wanting to now correct what maybe they didn't accomplish in the first one, because you're talking about a guy that should be able to do some magic-y type stuff, and the CGI just really wasn't there. So they avoided what most people back in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s did, and instead of saying, fuck it, let's try it and then epically fail, they said, let's do what we can from a practical filmmaking standpoint. Now that it's 2024, 2025, 2026, whenever this gets released, your CGI methods and your special effects are more on par. So maybe they're going to try and do him a better justice than prior.
maybe. I mean, just the fact that he was an American rather than a Brit.
That's fair. Yep.
But I mean, whatever. It is what it is. We'll see what happens. I'll watch. Keanu Reeves is good. I'll probably watch it just because he's in it. I'm a fan of the Suicide Squad.
Yes.
So I'm excited that there's going to be a Peacemaker season 2.
Okay.
You haven't watched the original Peacemaker, which I'm going to hate you forever until you actually watch it. It's fantastic. But one thing that's kind of weird is Peacemaker 1 takes place before the continuity reboot. Peacemaker season 2 takes place after the continuity reboot.
What kind of differences?
I don't know.
Interesting.
We'll see how that. I don't know how they're going to pull that off. But James Gunn said it'll make sense when you watch it. But we'll see.
I'm not worried about that at all.
You're gonna have to watch it.
I want to watch it. I'll find time.
They're doing a Harley Quinn animated thing. There's other animated projects in the works. We will probably never see the Gotham PD show that was scheduled or announced a while back. I was excited about that one, but it seems like they already did a good job of that with just Gotham. Why do we need another Gotham cop show? I don't think that needs to exist.
I agree with that fully.
Waller, live action Waller TV series.
Really?
With the same woman who played Amanda Waller previously.
That makes me wonder, and obviously we don't have answers, but what could they do that would have her as just her? Because her whole shtick is, from my loose understanding, is pulling the strings on the Suicide Squad.
Well, that doesn't mean that you won't see Suicide Squad characters in it, or
that's fair.
She's doing what? I mean, I'm sure she's not going to be the only DC character in the show.
Interesting.
We'll see what that turns out to be. And then lastly, the last one I want to talk about is Booster Gold, which I never heard of until James Gunn announced it. I had to look him up, but apparently he's just a time traveling guy who goes back to the present from the future to use his knowledge of the future for his own benefit, but then accidentally sort of becomes a superhero.
Stock market.
Yeah.
Interesting. Actually, you had something like that in Judas Kiss, didn't you? With a bit of the towards the end.
Yes, in my novel Judas Kissed, there is a character who can basically project his consciousness forward in time. I won't get into the details of how that works. Read the book, but somebody in the 1950s knows what stocks to buy.
Yep.
Let's say. Yeah.
You can
Then in present day, he's a multi-gazillionaire.
I say, yeah, buy Google when it's 25 cents. Trust me, just do it. Just do it.
Absolutely.
Do it. Let it sit there. Don't touch it for the next 20 years.
Have you seen Forrest Gump? Or is that one of those movies that
I have seen it. It was been a long time since I've seen it, though.
I remember he's like, and I had to invest in this fruit company, and he opens a letter from Apple.
Oh, the money.
Anyway, that's all that is announced as of right now, unless I forgot something. But it sounds like a really interesting slate of stuff to look forward to over the next few years. Now that most of the DC stuff pre-James Gunn is out of the way, the stuff that's left seems pretty good. And I'm excited what's going to happen moving forward.
I agree.
Even though you're not really a huge Superman fan, I'm thinking you'll probably still want to see like the tone that they're going to set.
Yeah, that's just it. I will still see it. I am not that guy that hates on Superman enough to be like, I'm not going to go see the movie. I may not see it in theaters depending on how the trailer looks.
Well, I'm going to see it in theaters and wear my underwear on the outside.
You know what? I can't wait for that picture. I will definitely probably still see it. But I'm looking forward to James Gunn hopefully getting DC on the right track, because I feel like they have struggled a lot, especially in comparison to Marvel. But Marvel the last few years has had their own big struggles.
You know what I like?
What do you like?
They have a plan.
Yes.
I don't know if it's a good plan.
But it's a plan.
It is a plan, and DC has not had that in a very long time.
Mm-hmm. No, I would agree. But
Yep. With that being said, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out our channel tremendously, and your feedback is appreciated. Which one of these things are you looking forward to? Which one of these things, maybe not so much? Do you think Marvel, maybe should they do a similar reboot? We'll see. But until then, thanks for stopping by the lounge.
cheers.
Cheers.